What's happening, YouTube? Welcome back to the mix and the I Paint Creatures channel right here on YouTube. This is the part 2 of painting Yokai. And what this project is all about is I got a hold of the Hyakki Yagyō. And that's pretty much a bestiary, original bestiary from the 1700s from an artist, poet named Toriyama Sekien. And what he did is he pretty much made the first comprehensive bestiary, like encyclopedia, all about these imaginative, fantastical folklore creatures called yokai. And most of you, if you don't know, yokai roughly translates into the English language as strange spirit. So I kind of use it in a different way because my heritage is Japanese. And I employ these creatures in storytelling, just like the old folklorists back in the day in the 1700s and 1600s. And basically, there's a whole bunch of these classic yokai. And what I'm painting right now is the Kamikiri. And it's basically, Ami comes from a homonym both for net and species of a tiny shrimp-like crustacean, sometimes harvested for food. And then they bring it in with kiri, right? And it outwardly represents kind of a sea creature, but Toriyama painted it in, in this environment that's summertime. And what this creature was known for in the folktale it came from was basically cutting hair when it got too long. And so it uses its razor beak to cut the hair. So what's real interesting with my project is I'm telling an epic story that's based in sci-fi and manga and fantasy. And it's an epic tale called MATSU. And so I find these classic yokai and I have to employ them. Well, that was a little bit of my portraiture came in there. But I employ these creatures in my story of MATSU. And it helps to read like what Toriyama documented and a lot of the folklores from Japan. But I like to also bring them in as a new creature and define them. And so I stream on twitch.tv if you want to check me out, I Paint Creatures. And I've been doing these streams where I bring in all these people and I get them using their wonder and their creativity. And we discuss all these yokai creatures and we're redefining, their pose, their power, their elemental power, their strengths and what they represent. Because you got to remember, a lot of these creatures, they're just symbolic, to communicate stories. And so the one I'm doing right now is the Kama Itachi, and that's the sickle weasel. And example of how we're redefining him, I think a lot of the sickle weasel is a lot of the philosophy of the ninja, and basically this whirlwind of being able to like have these arms that are sickles. And it's not always evil and dark, and so that's why I'm doing this project. I paint them in ink, in watercolor, and mixed media, and try to represent the place that Toriyama had them in his book, which you can get on Amazon. It was translated by Matt Alt in 2017, and I have it sitting right here. It's a huge book. And I'm going to continue recreating these classic yokai, but also another thing I do is I recreate them. So come back for part 3, and on the left is a Yamaworo. So thank you for watching. Hit the sub, the bell, and all that good stuff. I Paint Creatures, out.